I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we are diving into the thrilling and gritty world of a powerful book. It's written by an amazing author. Her name is Enid Angela Ziock, and the name of the book is The Other World. This gripping novel uncovers the dark underbelly of Missouri River casinos, following the notorious Pendergast family and a terrifying serial rapist who haunts the city. Join us right now as we explore this tale of crime, corruption, and a determined cop's race against time to bring justice to a city on the brink. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today on Spotlight. We thank our team at Inks and Bindings for helping us put her in the spotlight today. And we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing this amazing book. The links are below this interview. Enid, great to see you here today on our show.
Lovely to see you.
Thanks for joining us. Your book is
give
terrific. It's very original. It's very exciting. What inspired you to write about this aspect of the Missouri River casino scene?
It was during the period when they were going to get the casinos in, and everybody wanted them. And I knew people there that were similar to what was in the novel. But also what inspired me is, and I'm going to give a little spiel about our cities. Okay. Our cities today are in terrible shape. And if you love wildlife and nature, we want to keep nature. And the way we do that is we keep our cities dense and healthy. And and I love watching videos of them rehabbing beautiful old mansions like in Hyde Park. But we also need beautiful, inspiring places for working people to live. We need that. We need good, healthy cities where there's activities and wonderful restaurants and wonderful neighborhoods. And I'm not saying you can't have different ethnics, but you don't want to have just all one here and all one over here.
Exactly. You want an integrated city where it's thriving and robust and vibrant, where people are enjoying those restaurants and shops and strolling, right?
We need to get our cities healthy again.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So this is about an unhealthy city. There's a crime family, there's gambling, and there's a serial rapist on the loose. So you have taken these elements of fear and really woven a great story. The Pendergast family almost feels real. Is it based on a real family?
Yes, that's a historical family. Weston is a beautiful historic town north of Kansas City. And it didn't grow because the river changed. The river channel changed. And Kansas City grew.
Gotcha. Let's give the folks an overview of your book. Tell them the story in a condensed form.
Well, Ella and her husband, they're kind of bored, and he's kind of a utopian, and he wants to go to the inner city, and he's naive enough to think that he can really fix it up, really improve it. And they're just met with massive problems, the drug problem, the poverty. When they meet other white landlords, they're kind of snubbed because we're in the Black area. And that's very hard to handle if you're kind of young and naive. And it's just about a lot of the people are, this part of the story is based on real people. I did know a beautiful Black woman who I based Lila on, and if it was in a movie, I'd maybe have SZA play her, and maybe Denzel Washington played DeMarcus, and I just knew people similar to the characters in my book, but of course the book is fiction.
Yeah. Well, this would be a terrific movie, that's for sure, because it's got so much to it. You know, the relationships that are involved, the crime that's involved, the serial rapist creates this underlying element of fear.
There was a serial rapist in the city at that time. they called him the Midtown Rapist.
Wow.
But of course, I had to change it for the novel,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
called him the Royal Rapist, and that the baseball people got upset over that.
Right. I can imagine that. I can imagine. Now, your novel features a determined Black cop who unravels corruption and deceit. Tell us a little bit about your decision to create this character and the challenges that he faces in the story.
I kind of fell in love with him because he had such a beautiful, wonderful daughter who
Mm,
was just such a beautiful. She just glowed. Have you ever met people that just kind of glow from
sure.
within?
Yeah.
And he was her daddy, so I figured she got a lot of that from him.
Mhm.
And he just was a good person. He loved his neighborhood. He loved his city. You
You
know,
crafted a real hero, somebody who does good, is good, and has love for others and for the place he lives.
and is comfortable with who he is. He's
Yeah,
comfortable.
absolutely. Absolutely. Was it difficult writing about the serial rapist? Because it is a sensitive issue and it's an intense subplot, that's for sure. I guess it was helpful the fact that it was based on reality, right?
That went on when I lived there. There was actual fear. I lived in the inner city, and our buildings all had security locks and buzzers to let people in. And I would catch people putting bricks in the back entryway, and I would tell them, you can't do this because there is a serial rapist around. And it was a very scary time.
Yeah. I remember New York when the son of Sam was loose. Everybody was afraid. Women with blonde hair were dyeing their hair dark. And when a unchecked criminal is out there, it does have a chilling impact on the city. That's for sure. Is there a message or theme that you hope the readers take away from reading your book?
I would say we need to love one another and have I would like us to see have healthier cities,
Hmm.
um take care of one another, be kind to one another. um
Those are great messages. Those are great themes. That's for sure. Is this your first book you've ever written?
no, it isn't. I have
Okay.
others I'd like to publish,
Okay,
so I'm
great.
hoping for success. I wrote a book about the green rush in California. That
Okay.
would be the marijuana rush, and I think
Mm-hmm.
that might be kind of a topic some people don't want to touch.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote a book about the disappearance of a person, a TV personality, sort of loosely based on the disappearance of Jody Huisentruit,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't been able to get that one published. So it's fiction, but you make up a story about it.
Well, that sounds great. So you've written three books in total.
And I just finished one in Arizona about finding. It's kind of inspired by the Lost Dutchman mine, and
Hmm.
people hiking out in the desert find these strange writings, and they're runes, and they think they're pictographs, and they're messages to mark where the mine is.
Right. Well, that sounds terrific. It sounds like you've got quite an imagination. I like the fact that you borrow from real life scenarios and then just fictionalize it and expand upon it and add your imagination. It makes for very, very compelling writing. That's for sure. This
My
book is,
favorite author is one of them is James Agee. I
mhm,
loved his writing, and of course The Great Gatsby. I thought that was a great American novel.
absolutely. Yeah, I read The Great Gatsby pretty much every summer just because,
Really, I
yeah,
love that book. It's just the quintessential America, and it's
exactly.
it's not it's it's not really really long and boring. I don't, maybe it's my ADD or something, but I don't like really long boring books.
Yeah, well, every word is essential in that book. Every
Yes,
description is amazing. The hope of Selma, the innocence of Nick, the narrator, and the love between Daisy and Jay is amazing as well. It's a
right.
wonderful,
That
wonderful story.
I kind of based Blue Eyed Grass is my book about the green rush in California, And it's kind of inspired by The Great Gatsby, all the people that went up there to make all the money in the marijuana fields.
Well, that sounds great. Well, it sounds like you're influenced by the right people, and that is certainly evidenced by your terrific work. This book I love. It is called The Other World. It's a gripping novel that uncovers the dark belly of Missouri River casinos, and it follows the notorious Pendergast family, as well as a terrifying serial rapist who haunts the city. It is a real life story in part. It is fictionalized in part. It is 100% entertaining, however. You will just absolutely find this to be a page turner. Enid, thank you so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. I appreciate your time. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time. This time
at last we meet.
Exactly. Thank you so much for your time.